everybody, welcome back. Hope you're all well. I know it's a bit scary in Corona, but at least the sun's shining down on us, right? Today's theme will be Shakespearean verse. Particularly, we'll be looking at identifying the vocal demands of speaking Shakespearean verse. I know, it's a bit scary when we say Shakespeare. Everyone goes, whoa! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Did Shakespeare just mention Shakespeare? I can't do this. I can't do this. Abort. I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Abort. I don't want to do it. That is not what we're going to be doing. I'm going to explain two different practical techniques from leading vocal practitioners in detail to help make Shakespearean verse easier for the actor. Also, to help the actor achieve those demands in performance. Let's begin! The first exercise I will be doing is called Changing Direction from Tackling the Text by Barbara Houseman. This exercise is an adaptation of one of Cicely Berry's exercises. The main aim is to find the rhythm of the text, and it really helps you to find the emotional to and fro within the thoughts. Also, it's a brilliant way of getting up from sitting in front of the text and reading it, helping you put energy behind the text and connecting voice, breath and body all together in what I find a very fun way. Fun fact, Shakespeare was an actor. He wrote for actors. His plays weren't meant to be sat and read like a book. They're meant to be performed. So do exercises that help you get it up on its feet. I promise you it will make more sense. To begin, you will need a piece of Shakespearean verse in front of you. I personally use the Arden version because it is the closest version to the correct punctuation, which is a key component in this exercise.
What to do? Start with your legs underneath your hips, knees slightly bent and back straight. Imagine there is a string pulling you up from the top of your head. This is to help your alignment, posture and breathing before getting started. Then walk in a straight line with purpose as you say your text. However, each time you come to a punctuation mark, this includes dashes, colons, semicolons, etc.
Oh,
Change direction without stopping.
Such loving words, injurious wasps to feed on such sweet honey, and kill the bees that yield it with your stings. I'll kiss each several paper for amends.
Let yourself loose in this exercise so that you walk and change direction in a fluid way. Warning! Be sure as you're doing this exercise to keep yourself aligned and with the correct posture. It is highly important because if your spine is collapsed, it will affect your breathing and not allow you to fully release the abdomen, expand the intercostals or let the ribs swing out. This can cause you to have no connection to your breath, which is imperative in this exercise. Because without the connection to the breath, then there will be no connection to the words. And without the connection to the words, you will not be emotionally invested in what you're saying. Therefore, you would essentially already be setting yourself up for failure before you'd even begun the exercise. I would suggest to do a spinal roll and check in with your breathing before starting the exercise. Moving on. Exercise number 2 is Changing Chairs, again from Tackling the Text by Barbara Houseman, and this was also an adaptation of one of Cicely Berry's excellent exercises. This exercise is usually used before you've learned your lines, as it is used to learn the rhythm and the punctuation of the text. If you've learnt your lines, you've pretty much already done that. Also, this exercise is particularly excellent if you tend to rush. Furthermore, it helps you discover how each phrase builds upon another. It helps you gain a deeper understanding of the text and the thoughts within it.
What to do? Get 2 chairs of same height and place them side by side. Sit in one of the chairs and imagine a person in front of you. Focus on them. Really see them, see the detail in their face and what they're wearing, and say your lines to them. Start to speak the text, and you must move between the two chairs when you see a punctuation mark. You can switch between the chairs at any speed you wish, but you must not speak whilst moving. You can only speak when you are sat firmly on the chair. I will now demonstrate by using the same text as before.
Oh, hateful hands. To tear such loving words. Injurious wasps. To feed on such sweet honey.
Remember, even though you're not allowed to talk whilst moving, you must breathe correctly. Do not hold your breath. This can be a great exercise for breath control and support too. If you tend to rush your lines and words, it is usually because you're not breathing correctly, or your body is not set up properly to help support your breathing. When sitting on the chair, ensure that your back is straight, your legs are uncrossed and comfortably touching the floor with hip width apart. Make sure that you're sat on your tailbone and or sitting bone. This might mean that you need to come further forward on the chair or further back on the chair. Getting this alignment in the body helps you support the breath and complete the phrase without tension in the body. Moreover, some people actually find it easier to relax the abdominal and pelvic floor muscles in this position. That is essential to breath control because it creates the abdominal cavity. If you don't relax these muscles, the cavity gets in the way of the diaphragm, restricting you from releasing and being truly connected to the breath. Also, take your time with this exercise. Allow the thought to drop in on the in-breath and then speak it out on the exhale out. Then there is a more fluid thought process and a stronger intention behind it.
It's summing up time. Woo!
I showed you 2 exercises today to help you find Shakespearean verse just that little bit less scary. The first exercise, changing the direction, was mainly punctuation based and showed us what the characters' emotions in the speech are, and we found that through the text. Personally, the first exercise, changing their direction, was mainly punctuation based, and we found out what the characters' emotions in the speech and or scene are. Personally, that is one of my favourite exercises because I love how the punctuation is the key to unlocking the character's thought process, the character's state, and the emotion behind the words. Also, it helps me find the breathing pattern of the character in this exact moment, just from the punctuation and the text alone. Blows my mind. I think it's a very freeing experience to completely lose your own breathing pattern and thoughts and emotional state into this character's state and the character's breathing pattern and the character's thoughts within just one exercise. The second exercise we did was changing the chairs. This was again focused on punctuation, but this time to focus on the rhythm and how each phrase builds upon another. Again, when I do this exercise, it helps me feel more connected with the character and the mind frame of her. Plus, when speaking in verse, I tend to go a little bit too fast. I rush, okay guys, I'm a rusher. I also push out the air when I rush, which damages my voice. So the changing chairs exercise really works for me. It helps me connect to my breath and slows down my pace. Overall, I've shown you just 2 exercises out of many that are out there. Everyone's different. What feels right for me might not feel right for you, and that's okay. I will leave a list of books I've been studying over the past few months. I highly recommend all of them. Thank you all for listening. I'll see you next week. Love you, my loves. Link and subscribe.